Room 1604, a murder just happened. Located in Asia in the Philippines, capital Manila. And also, this is important, by the end of this video, how much clues did you collect from this case? Comment how much clues that you have collected, or you can say all of the clues that you have collected. This building is heavily guarded with guards, have a lot of security cameras all around the building. Meaning if you come in and out, everyone is watching your every step and every move. If anything happened, all we have to do is look at CCTV footage. And you have to also hope that none of the guards catch you if you don't belong here. But this murder remained a mystery in room 1604, making this whole building really scary for the people who dare to enter this building. Now, I'm not saying that you enter, you get murdered. But when it comes to room 1604, I know it makes a lot of people never want to walk inside of this building again. And I would not blame them. A case like this is not that common. People do cases like this in fiction movies. But today is a real case of something very terrifying. So, you know, snacks! Y'all been having a good day? Summer is getting real close. We all excited for some good warm weather. Like I said, whether it's in Europe, Asia, Africa, South America, what's some countries I should do some cases in? We gotta make it possible for me to go out with a detective and do some crazy stuff. But I hope y'all ran to go get y'all snacks. Some of y'all be going to the store coming back. Shout out to Corey's Kitchen. Next. Chill back, relax. Y'all already know what I'm about to say. GGYS. Go get your stacks.
I just started off in your world.
Now, the girl named Yu went inside. Pause. The girl in this story will remain a mystery because the family wanted her to remain a mystery and didn't want to put her out in the light. So therefore, when I put a photo of her, it will be blurred. This is what the family wanted. I'm sorry. You have to deal with it. Okay, you will live. Enjoy the story. Now, the girl named Yu went inside of this luxury condo to enjoy the rest of her night. Now, I know you girls like to do y'all night routines. Maybe she was doing her night routine, getting the rest of her day situated, and she was gonna also go back to Korea. Now, I do want to make this clear to y'all again because it's really important. In the beginning of this video, I did say this place is heavily guarded. It's so guarded that all of the guards are holding shotguns because this is for the middle upper class luxury condo place called the G Tower. Now, this is just my assumption that she was getting her night routine together and something went wrong, completely wrong. She didn't end up coming to Korea. They ended up finding her body inside her room, 1604. Now, they ruled this out as a self-deletion, but there was a problem with this because there was many signs that this was not that a murder happened. A lot of people was pointing it out and a lot of people thought that was strange. She was found by a businessman. He's a Filipino as well, and he was the first person to discover her. She missed the business meeting. She didn't come. So people was curious on Yu, is her name. Yu, what's going on? Where you at? Now, a lot of these places that's luxury like this requires, especially in Asia, I noticed, because I did a lot of cases with luxury condos, and you need people to come with you to knock on her door. Like, you can't go by yourself. That's what this businessman had to do. He went to her condo, and since he can't just go in there, he needed somebody to assist him, which someone did, as one of the workers assist him to the door. As they was gonna knock on the door was just unlocked. Strange. Now, as soon as they opened the door, they seen her. They seen you laying lifeless on the ground. Now, I was completely wrong about her getting her night routine together and things like that. I assumed that, you know, this probably happened as she was going to bed and somebody was waiting for her to come in her place and then attack her. That still could be the case because she had on a dress. She was found with this dress, you know, looking very beautiful, because maybe she went out that night. Maybe she had a good time with her friends that night. So it was either she was coming in after going out and somebody was waiting in her apartment for her, or she was getting dressed going out, and maybe as soon as she opened the door, somebody was waiting by the door and attacked her. But that couldn't be the case because, like I said, CCTV footage is everywhere. Hold on, wait right there. We have to stop it right there because nothing was on under the dress. Pretend that this is the dress. This is for the ladies. Answer this truthfully. And if you have been through this or done this, let me know how in the comment section. I read comments all the time. So if I put on a dress, use your imagination. Would you really want me to put on a dress? Yeah. Are you serious? I'm not putting on a dress.
Wow! The land of make-believe!
Is that what you wanted? The reason why I chose this type of dress, well, is this considered a dress? No? Is it a shirt? I don't know. I think it's a dress. There's no way this is a dress because literally everything would show Haha, this is not a dress. We're still gonna call it a dress. Just imagine it a little bit longer. The reason why I chose this specific dress was because, if you don't know, looking at it, first my question is, ladies, have you ever in your life put on a dress first before everything else? Underwear, socks, bra. And then on top of that, I'm gonna say, the reason why I chose this one is because I can take everything off underneath this without taking this off at all. Very easy. So I say all of that to say that it's no way that this could have been a self-deletion. Now she was in a blue tube dress, and it's telling me one thing. The person who done this decided to make it look like a self-deletion, just like off the movies. This is when it gets strange though. This case is very, very strange. Now the businessman who seen her, this made him feel some type of way, like his stomach was twisting and turning, like in the most scariest way ever. Because when you see her, her eyes was just wide open, her arms was just up. And they say that this is signs of a sudden death. After the autopsy came, they wanted to know if any foul play was involved. Did anybody do something to her? And the autopsy came and nothing was done to her in any type of way like that. And here's the thing, how is it self-deletion if she have the blanket over herself? Don't make sense. It was a lot of confusing things as I was looking into this. So they said she was found half nude. This means she had on a dress, but probably had nothing under the dress. No tights, no panties, maybe no bra, no shoes, just the dress, and that's it. And they also found her laying with the blanket, and you have to take the blanket off to see that she had on this dress, but with nothing else on. When investigators got to the crime scene, they investigated this whole apartment condo place, and they noticed that they couldn't really find anything out of the ordinary. First, nothing was stolen. It seemed like the place did not look ransacked. The place was clean. And of course, they checked for forced entry or burglary, and they could not find any evidence of that. They could not find any fingerprints, any DNA of anyone else inside of this building. Now here's the thing. The friends said, because the friends know some details about what was going on in this place, because I believe the investigators was telling the friends things. Which, if that was the case, was strange, because I don't know how the friends knew this, but they knew some evidence that was inside of the condo. And they said something off. When it comes to you, she's very tidy. Like almost a clean freak. First, at this crime scene, her makeup containers and everything was open. That's not her. So it does seem like she was getting ready for the night. And it does seem like she was about to go out, maybe go clubbing or out for dinner, who knows. Now you have a vanity in her apartment, and this vanity area was completely messy. And it has not been one time the friends seen her leave it a mess at all. It's not been a time. Every time she's done with it, she's gonna clean everything up and make everything look brand new. And I wanna say this. I do want to say this, Asians, at least the Asians I met when I was in Asia, clean freaks on a whole nother level. Now, I do like, and I do love, I feel like everybody house should have this. When you walk in the house, take off your shoes. Take off your shoes. We have to normalize not walking around the house with shoes. Some people do it here in America. In Europe, it's big as well. I didn't know it was that big in Europe as well. In Asia, it is on a whole nother level type big. First-hand experience from the families I met. And then the girls from these families and the guys from these families I met, clean freaks. So I do highly believe that yes, she don't skip a beat when it comes to putting her makeup back together the way how it is. So it's true. I could believe the friends on that for surely. So this probably meant that she left her vanity set while doing her makeup. Maybe she was distracted. Maybe she heard something in her apartment and she went to go see what she probably heard. So she left her vanity and she went walking to check what she heard in her apartment maybe. Another thing, when she left her vanity, did she open a door for someone possibly to let someone in? Was someone was going to come see her? Was someone already inside of her apartment that she'd been let in? The sink was also running. Yes, it was running the whole time. So we got the vanity messed up and we have the sink that's in the kitchen that's just running. Completely weird. Well, misinformation. It wasn't in the kitchen, it was running in the bathroom. Okay, to give y'all a better perspective of this, actually think about this. Actually think about how weird this is, because I don't think some of you really thinking about this like this. If I decide to turn on the sink, this means something distracted me. I'm actually thinking about this because I'm like, this is the only way that I can possibly walk away. Running water. Something has to distract me so bad to where I leave this on. Cause who does this? You can probably count on your hands how much times you've done this. I don't do this. They first ruled her death out as a murder because they had some marks on her neck. So they thought she passed away from strangulation. So they ruled it out as a murder by someone she knew. And the reason why they thought this is because, remember in the beginning of the video, I did say that it's really hard to get access inside of this apartment. First, when you get to the place, you have to go through security, and then they have to verify that you have access to even be here by having a card. And when you do have this card goes straight up to the floor that you live on, nothing else. So that means you can't go to floor 4 or 3 if you have floor card number 2. You can only go to floor number 2 with that card number 2. So when you enter the elevator, you have to scan your card and it's going to take you right to the floor. And this is why they knew at that time, or at least assumed that, yeah, it was somebody she knew. So of course, investigators decided to check CCTV footage just to see if she was with anyone or anyone walked on that floor or came on that floor. And they seen 2 days ago she went to work. The next day she went to work again. Those 2 days she was alone. And that last day when she went inside of the apartment and she was alone, she never came out of this apartment. Now they're watching this CCTV footage closely and carefully, and they see no one enters her building and they see no one with her the whole entire time. So she enters her apartment and never comes out. Investigators then question themselves, well, maybe she had someone in the apartment the whole time, but they kept checking CCTV footage and seeing nothing. Also, they noticed that there was no evidence that no one lived inside of this apartment with her or was inside of this apartment with her. It was just her. It was no single clue, nothing that no one else was inside of this apartment. And this is what I'm saying. Something like this that's a complete mystery. I want to know if some of you is thinking outside the box of what happened. I do really want to read y'all comments on what you think is going on with the situation. But something like this for me tells me maybe this place may have some secret doors inside of it some way, somehow.
Something in my hotel. My fear is that this is double pane glass. Watch this. Oh, watch.
And I always say this every time I do a case with condos. If you don't know, I did many strange cases with condos. People dying, getting murdered. I did a couple, I did a lady, I did another lady. Some of them were solved though, but some of them wasn't. Like the one with the couple was not solved. And it's just so strange how something that seemed like we can easily solve, I'm speaking as a detective, something that just we can easily solve, we have no clue would happen, even though we have CCTV footage right here, even though this place is heavily guarded, even though you got to go through all of the security and enter the building, how we can't find out nothing. I have a theory on why, and I'm going to tell you after this case once I start to get to the theory part. Just wait. Now, a real estate broker came out and he knew you. He said, you know, she needed an extra access card for her apartment, and it's not because the first one was broke or it has expired. She just needed it to use to get inside of her apartment. So who had the first access card? Who did she give that to? And at the crime scene inside of her apartment, only one card was found, so this other card is missing still. Now, it was said that this card was given to a guy named Joseph. This was her ex-boyfriend. Now, she passed away and they've been broken up for a long time already before she even died. Now, it was said that she gave him this card and he just never gave it back to her, like ever. Side note, this guy is well off and he is wealthy. But this does mean that he can gain entry to her home at any given time of the day, just because he had that card and he never gave it back to her. But they thought, you know, at this time they thought that they have him, they have Joseph. It had to be him. The thing was, you can read the card that goes. So if there's 2 cards for an apartment building, an apartment room, you can see which card is getting access. And it was only the card that they found from you. It wasn't the card that he had. It never scanned the elevator. And Joseph was never caught on CCTV footage ever entering before her murder and after her murder. Even people that she knew, no one. Before, after, no one entered. Investigators are just so confused on what is going on because they really don't understand how someone could just gain access to this place, murder her, and just vanish. Literally just vanish and leave no evidence. How? We have CCTV footage pointing to all of the exits. No one exited through the stairs, anything like that. But there is something that you need to know. Hallways don't have cameras, only elevators. Now you might be thinking, why would they do that? I don't know. But yes, elevators is the only thing that have cameras. So it's not heavily guarded with security cameras. That's false. You walk in these hallways, anything can happen. So this telling us, okay, if the hallways don't have any surveillance, this means that theory number one, neighbors. Now you is this beautiful girl and she can be seen by anybody on this floor, by a lot of these neighbors that live on floor 16. That's her. She might have got close to one of these guys that's on this floor, and she did not like one of the guys that was maybe obsessed with her, or maybe that had a liking of her on this floor, and he probably didn't like it, and so he murdered her, left no trace. You don't want to give me a chance? All right, I don't want to give you a chance to live. Which sounds harsh, but people these days, you just never know. Another thing is, maybe it was a neighbor that she was in a relationship with that nobody had no clue about. I don't want to say relationship, but maybe they was just in a talking stage, just talking, having fun. Maybe you found someone else, someone she was going to take a serious relationship with, maybe, and this person seen that it's not giving me the same attention, so maybe she found someone else. Maybe that person didn't like it, so that person decided to do the unthinkable to her. Now, it's many different reasons on why a neighbor will murder you. I mean, even one of the neighbors came out and said it was a man. He's room 1605, you was room 1604, and he said it was a bit past 12 a.m. I heard her scream. It was really loud. He said the scream terrified me so much, I called and reported the scream to the embassy. This is how much her scream bothered me. But this was kind of suspicious of this guy because, what? Investigators said that she died between 9 p.m. and 10 p.m. Now, people can easily mess up times. We have to step in reality. I may be on the game, let's say 11 o'clock. I may get off at 1. And I might tell my friend, yeah, I was on the game all day, probably till like 2 or 3 o'clock, and completely forgot that I got off at 1. We mess up times all the time. But it was almost like to the investigators, he's trying to maybe clear himself in a way. It was almost sus. But we do mess up times, and this neighbor could be telling the truth. Okay, I just did a oopsie. Okay, now this neighbor is real sus. It wasn't 12 a.m. He said this, 12 p.m. So it was daylight. He heard her screaming. And the investigator saying, I mean, that's like a big 12-hour gap. We're saying investigators 9, 10. You're saying 12. Now, investigators are not perfect at all. They could be wrong. Because the big reason why they're saying 9 to 10 p.m., to be honest with you, is because that's when she last texted her friend. It was around 9:21 p.m. This neighbor even said, though, anything you need help with that I can answer, I will answer. I was coming home from work, and as I was entering my apartment, I heard her scream. As soon as I heard her scream, I decided to call the embassy. I was very confident. I was very calm throughout the whole thing, telling them exactly everything that happened. But the thing is, he didn't go to work that day. It was a lie, because investigators decided, it's okay, we got to investigate this guy. We got to see what's going on with him. They noticed that he didn't even go to work that day, and why would he just lie so blatantly to us like that? He said he was going to cooperate with us, just to do that to us and probably mess up the case, got us thinking something different. So if you lied about that, then you're probably lying about his scream. They did have a TV show that went to the place, because I guess they wanted to document this whole thing, so they went to the apartment, and on his show they called him, and they wanted to get some information about him and her. He said, we're nothing but just friends. I caused no stress to her life, she caused no stress to my life. We're just simply neighbors, good friends. And after this call, it's almost like he vanished off of Earth. Nobody could find this guy ever again, ever. And investigators decide not to look into him because no evidence. We really don't have nothing to really point that you did it. So we're gonna leave you alone. But he just vanished though. He moved out, everything, the whole 9 was gone. And you know what's so crazy about that? Some people started to think that maybe the person that murdered her murdered him, or either threatened him to move out and get away because you are talking too much. But I don't know about that. Now, you also have to understand, when they got the CCTV footage, it was 2 months after she was already found unalive. Yes, 2 months already done passed once they finally got the CCTV footage, because there was against sharing the footage. This is my theory. This is my big theory. The workers inside of this place have something to do with it. They have control of the CCTV footage. Not only do they have control of the CCTV footage, but they know this building in and out. Y'all decide to not, remember, this is my theory, but y'all decide to not have cameras in the hallway. Almost like if someone wanted to do something in a way that can't be solved. It's strange, because no one would ever question a worker. No one would ever question someone who's been in and out this building all day. You probably didn't watching this whole video, you probably didn't question one of the workers that's inside of this building. When investigators was checking CCTV footage, it was probably the whole time they see their killer. They see the killer the whole time, but didn't question it. Why? The killer could have been a staff person, a maid, the cleaning person. Now, I know I'm reaching a little bit too much inside of this theory, but it's like the people who own this condo, they're watching the footage. The police not watching the footage yet, but they are. They noticed that one of their workers is involved. Well, we don't want to lose money. This is a rich, nice condo, so let's not tell them nothing. Also, CCTV footage, it took y'all 2 months to share it? Was you going over the CCTV footage, picking some things out, editing and messing with the CCTV footage, going through it over and over and over again? That way, when you finally send it out to the investigators, everything seems normal. Me again. Okay, because I really want y'all to understand this. The police did not do a good job on this case at all. They did very poorly.
However, due to limited evidence and privacy regulations, the local police couldn't pursue the lead further. Ultimately, the case remains unsolved due to delays and mishandling by local police.
And also understand, I did some research and I found out that in the Philippines, there is a little bit of corruption when businesses pay off and bribe police just to keep their name clear and in good shape. We seem innocent, we seem sweet, you probably don't know what we done. It's a crazy theory, but you never know. The question is, why would they murder her? Who knows? And her phone wasn't unlocked at all. They couldn't unlock her phone. They knew that she texted her friend around that time because her friend said it. Her friend had the evidence that, yeah, this is the last time she texted me. And that's what they had to go off. Also, these investigators probably didn't do a proper job investigating this area. Editing Ras here after research? They did not. This did happen in 2012, and still to this day in 2025, it remains a mystery. We know nothing, so this case remains unsolved. Now look, it is scary as being a woman, because like y'all don't understand how much emails I be getting of y'all telling me y'all stories and DMs. But it is so crazy how like things just be happening to y'all. It's really crazy. It's really crazy. I'm gonna be honest. I'm about to be completely. If I was a woman and I decided to buy a house, live alone. No, seriously though. Like seriously. Like I think I'd be paranoid. And I'm only saying that is because I've done too many cases. So to put the numbers in y'all head, 8% of women get stalked. Home stalked. 2% of men get home stalked. Now, you might look at that 8% and may say, that's nothing. Well, if you do the math and then you do your calculations and then you get your answer, it is 13 million women a year that get stalked. Home stalked a year. Actually, think about that. 13 million, that's a lot. So that 8% is actually a lot out of the 300 million people that's in America. We're not even talking about globally. Like way too many cases. And we should not live paranoid at all. The more safe you be, the less likely you is to get got. But it's like, damn. So when I say stay safe, you're in America, yeah, you know, you have a gun on your nightstand, you know, some bear spray, pepper spray, some bleach spray. Yes, I did say bleach. Because these men is human too. They may be stronger than you. Number one thing that gonna always be equal is the eyes. The strength of your eyes is always gonna be equal. And this is why you get shit to target the eye. Because it can save your life. With that being said, I do love y'all. Stay safe. Until next time. Be careful who y'all date too. Like go on first dates and all that. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking. Alright, bye y'all. Now that the case is over, the clues. Pause the video now. Say your clues before I say all of the clues that I have from this case. If I miss some, let me know. But the first clue, of course, the dress with nothing under it. Crazy. The second clue, her door was unlocked. The third clue, the water was running. The fourth clue, she had an unusual behavior with the vanity set. Of course, the next clue, no cameras in the hallway. Very weird. And if that's a normal thing in general, I really want to know. I'm going to look that up after I record, but I want to know if that's a normal thing for condos, hotels, and buildings with hallways to not have cameras in them. Curious. What else clue? What else clue? The blanket over her. Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? It's no way this was a self-deletion. The blanket over her on the floor? And then we cannot forget the marks on her neck. This is the reason why they thought it was a strangulation at first. And that's all my clues. If I missed some, let me know. If y'all have some theories about this, let me know. This is strange, weird, and scary all at the same time. Okay. One more thing and then I'm going for real. This person that DM'd me, I want to say that I love you. Like, I love you a lot, and you don't understand how much you made my day today. I want you to understand that. Now, y'all don't know what I'm talking about yet, but I'm going to play this voice message, and And you had your snacks too. I seen that.
And I highly doubt that you would even play this message, but literally this just made my day so much better because like my emotions have been off the fucking charts today, and your response just made it so much better. And I was actually just watching your video before I even got on the phone.
The little scream at the end. Okay, for real, I'm done. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.
If you really wanna fuck with me, maybe you should come try and see.